Testing. Good Lord. Testing. Okay. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is a call has gone out. So this is a Blu-ray update. It's an energy update, and there's a lot of stuff happening with energy right now. If you guys follow energy, you're sensitive to energy. I mean, man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. It's a lot. It's a lot that's happening, and I think for many of us, we don't realize how sensitive we are to the energy. For many of us, we don't realize what it is telling us about ourselves. So let me just get these cards ready. We're going to be talking about quite a bit, especially later in the sanctuary. We're going to be talking about stuff. A lot of messages coming through from soul, and these messages are intense. For me, I'm not receiving it as a negative type of intensity. I'm just receiving it as like, oh, okay. Okay. All right, soul. All right. So let's see. Oh. Then 2 more decks, and then we're ready. It's definitely been a week for most people. I'm over here just kind of trying to stay in my lane. Just stay in my lane and be chill. I think it's been working for the most part. I definitely have been feeling a shifting in priorities, a shifting in focus, a shifting in goals, a shifting in the way you see things, the way you see yourself, the way you see other people in your journey. Just really a lot of the blinders being pulled back. Oh, that's like really seeing people and their intentions, the truth of their character for what it actually is. Ooh, that's some stuff right there. I think maybe for some people, they've been playing a role and they're realizing now that you're not playing. I mean, yeah, that's an annoying sound. Okay, final deck. Let's get this started. Okay, we got 2. Let's see what's happening. Yep. Okay, soul is absolutely just letting you know. First and foremost, initiation, right? Initiation. There's something being initiated. It's being initiated on your behalf. Whatever this thing is, your soul is trying its best to clear out the yuck. There is no more room for any more games. There's like absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your soul is done. Whoever this is that's been interfering with your journey, that's had access to you and has used their access to try and derail your progress, whoever this is, they've used their access to you to make sure they can track every decision, every potentiality. They don't want you to succeed. They just need to be banished already. Like, kick them out. Hold on. Let me adjust this. Makes me look like I'm so tiny. I'm not that tiny. Had to adjust the screen and camera. So whoever this is, it's like a frenemy. It's someone who just really is super bothered whenever something amazing happens to you and you share it. Just sharing because you think they're your friend, you think they love you, you think they're family or whatever it is. They are super bothered. They assume you're bragging. Like, get rid of that. See, the problem here is that for many empaths, we have the type of loyalty that causes us to hold on to things, people, circumstance, environments for far too long, just far too long. Let it go. Just open your hand, and if it slips through your fingers, if it gets blown out of your hand by the wind, that's your proof. That's your confirmation. That was not for you, and it should not be around you. Okay? The reason this needs to happen this way, the reason you need to make a decision is because a call has gone out. The people who do belong beside you, where are they going to fit in? How are you going to notice if you're too busy with the BS, with the people who are there just simply to take up space because you're afraid to be alone, you're afraid to let go? K-Dog says, I'd have to get rid of everyone then. So then that tells me, and K-Dog, you probably new to me, I'm not sure. I'm as blunt as honest as is necessary. So when you say I'd have to get rid of everyone, then that tells me you're the issue in your environment. You are forcing yourself to remain in an environment that is not welcoming you. It's an environment that's extremely toxic for you. There is an issue. So those other people, they might be doing things, yes, but for you personally, you are your issue. You are forcing yourself to continue to exist in a space where you can be punished. So really, our focus needs to be turned inwards. And it's not that you're a bad person, it's that you're looking to be punished on some subconscious level. A call has gone out. The time for us to heal is here. It's here. You're not going to heal so long as you continue to be in environments where you're encouraged to remain in that same self-hating type space. So exit out of it. Exit out of it. You'll know exactly what you mean to someone when you exit out of that space. And I'm not talking about ultimatums. I'm saying just pulling back, right? There's no drama. You're just choosing to pull back. You're getting a little bit quiet. You're not initiating the conversations because you're usually the one who initiates it. If that's not noticed and whoever it is doesn't reach out and is like, hey, you okay? You've been quiet lately. You know where you stand. You know where you stand. Okay. So whatever this is, there's a lot of gaslighting going on. And this is to try and keep you stuck within specific types of cycles. I want us to be careful with making this assumption that everyone in your environment is a toxic one and you're simply a victim to your circumstance, a victim to your environment. I myself, just like I was saying to K-Dog, I was the issue because I was putting myself in environments where not only were people not interested in getting to know the reality of me, they were strictly interested in how much they could get out of me, how much they could utilize me and my kindness, how much they could benefit. Does that make them a bad person? Not necessarily. If I'm the one that's initiating that and encouraging that type of behavior, that type of treatment, I would say I was co-creating those things. And it's not about blame. It's about recognizing the ways in which you are really the root of what it is you're going through, right? You are the root of it. However much you allow someone to reach you at that depth that they are reaching you, to have the type of negative effect that they have, that's up to you, right? I was thinking about some stuff the other day and how, like, certain words, although they're not intended to be um, hurtful or harmful in any way, actually, they're very much intended to be very loving, very supportive, very protective. Um, I'm receiving it in a way it's not intended to be received. And because of the way that I'm choosing to receive it, unknowingly at first, and then I became aware, um, it's very negatively impacted me. Like, very negatively impacted me. Was the intention to negatively impact me? No. The intention was to make sure that I stay safe, that I heal, that I rest, that I take care of myself. And instead, I allowed it to be something other than what it is. And my injuries have worsened. So now I'm in a space of like, no, no, I'm not going to even say anything to them. Um, because again, their words are from a space of genuine love, like real love. They're allowed to be who they are. It's me that needs to adjust what it is that needs to be adjusted within myself. So it's this thing of, okay, I needed those words not to disable me, not to worsen my injuries. I needed those words so that I could remember to love myself in a much kinder, much gentler way, to be patient with my healing, not to embody an illness or a disease state of some kind. Right? So this call that's gone out, it's something that's helping or encouraging you to recalibrate your perception of yourself within your life, the way people fit, the role that they play. Sometimes we need some adversarial folks, some jealous bitches in our lives to really get us, kind of on fire about what we need to do for ourselves. This is not about trying to create a perfect life that has absolutely no tension, no friction, no adversity. That would be an unreasonable, unattainable, unsustainable goal. And you're just going to frustrate yourself and you're going to amplify this weird sense of failure because that's not something you can actually do. You can't control other people, but you can control the way you move through the circumstance you're presented. So, concealment and imagination in reverse. You know what these people's intentions are with you. Let us not lie to ourselves. I think for some of you, you've been really just like hammering inside your head that no, I need to stop being mean. Let me not. I got some choice words for y'all who act like me. Because I do that. I'm a very good judge of people. I can discern people's intentions, true intentions. I am aware of the things they want to say but leave unsaid. I'm very sensitive to their attempts to manipulate emotionally, intellectually, whatever it is. I'm very attuned to that. I'm attuned to the attempts to try and trauma bond me and trap me and snare. I'm attuned to all of that. And for many years, I used to really just tell myself, like, God, girl, don't be a bitch. Let them prove to you that you're wrong. Ask me, how many of these people have proven me wrong? Seriously, ask me. Someone ask me, how many of these people have proven you wrong, that your assessment of them was wrong, and that you, in fact, were being an absolute crooked cooter bitch? Exactly, Z. Not a single one. Not a single one. And the depth of my denial of my accuracy was directly connected and indicative of how much I would allow those people to cause suffering in my life. Yep. Hello, Iris. I chose that because my soul told me and I ignored it. My emotions and my body told me and I ignored it. My soul then sent people that are trustworthy and I ignored it. And then soul finally was like, all right, let her learn herself. Oh boy, did I learn myself. Oh boy, did I learn myself how rotten some people can be with zero provocation. Zero provocation. You don't have to give them a reason. You just have to exist. Yeah, you just have to exist, and they have to be aware of your existence. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so there are certain things that you can't clear out, right? And these things that you can't clear out are things that are actually still in the process of teaching you something about yourself and about your journey. What your soul is trying to do is get you to dedicate yourself to what process you're in. I think for many of us who are in a process right now, the process that you're in has a lot to do with calling in your tribe. Crazy things are about to happen. It's making me itchy. Crazy things are about to happen. These crazy things beyond illusion, right? Look at this image. They trying. They're trying to convince you that they are of the light. They are trying to convince you that they are just so benevolent in their power. As a matter of fact, for some, and I'm not speaking, and I have to make this disclaimer because there are people who dislike me who watch me and they assume everything I say is about them. Stop fucking watching me, fucking bitch. I'm just saying. So that beyond illusion, right? Yeah, no, you're accurately assessing the circumstance. You are very aware of what's happening. And you don't want to believe it. I mean, I know, I'm like that too, because I'm like, well, why? What's the big deal? I'm just me. Like, who the fuck am I, anyways? Seriously, who the fuck am I, anyways? That you're wasting all this time and energy. You're obviously a big deal. Yeah, say it again. I'll say it again. You're obviously a big deal. Yeah. You're a big deal. You are a big fucking deal. You're a big deal. I'm going to say it one more time because I think for the ones that need to hear it, they're like, this is powerful for whoever needed it. Motherfucker, I'm talking to you. What do you mean for what you needed to hear it? You are a big deal. No, I don't need to say like our community. No, I'm speaking directly to you. You are a big deal. You don't need to be part of a group that's a big deal in order for you to accept that you're a big deal. You yourself, you're a big deal. That's the statement. That's the message. You're a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're a big deal. I think for far too long, we've shrunk ourselves. I think for far too long, we have opted for lack of movement, lack of shift, lack of flow, because we've been afraid of offending the people that are offended by our existence. Okay. They're going to keep being offended no matter how small you make yourself. I'm speaking from experience. You know what? You want to hear something hilarious? I feel it's hilarious. There was this gal. It was like back in 2016, 2017. And she made it her life mission to exist strictly to find people to cyberbully me. As a matter of fact, I have the screenshots of the conversation she had with someone she so deeply trusted because they were both plotting to destroy me. Her words went something along the lines of, I will not stop until Emmy is completely off social media. For quite a few years, because she met me right before I started being publicly visible. For quite a few years, I shrank myself. There's quite a few people, if you've been here since like 2017, you know I hid so much. I was just like little Miss Kawaii, right? Just like shrink myself. I was really small, so I would wear children's clothes because it's cheaper. And so people paired my children's clothing with my quirky little personality, and they just thought that I was like this like cutesy little thing, completely harmless and all that, right? And she took it upon herself to gather, I would say, at least hundreds of people. Quite a few of them have large followings. And then she would sick them on me. She would make these lies and sick them on me, thinking I would crumble. It's like, bitch, that's my life. I've always had people pick on me in groups. No one's ever had the courage to fucking pick on me by themselves. That's my norm. What are you talking about? And she just really thought like, oh, Emmy thinks she's just so fucking powerful and like all hail Emmy and this and that. And that's me playing small. No one knew the gravity of energy work that I could do. No one knew how fucking powerful I actually am. No one knew any of this stuff. No one knew how much information I actually hold inside myself and the depth of the degree of potent healing work that I could do. I didn't tell anyone. Even my closest friend, I didn't tell them. Not back then. Yeah. There were some people who looked at me and they were just like, there's something about this girl. I don't know what it is, but she booms. And I'm like, no, don't be scared of me. Right? Because I was scared people would be scared of me. Fast forward quite a few years, and I switched over to TikTok. I made myself publicly visible on TikTok. I think it was like a year ago. And this girl found me. She comes on my live stream. She didn't know that I knew that everyone she plotted with, eventually, when she turned on them, they went to me and they gave me all the screenshots of every single fucking conversation they had with her, all the ways in which she plotted, all the ways in which she lied. At one point, my thyroid got real bad. And so I had to take like a week off of the internet because my hands and my feet turned orange. And I was just like, there's so much drama. Like, I just need to just chill. I'm going to be offline for like a week. Back then, people were used to having so much access to me that was a big fucking deal. It was a huge, like, everyone started fighting with everyone because it was like, who pissed Emmy off? Who hurt her that she went offline? And it's just like, yo, my health. And so it became public knowledge that I have an issue with my thyroid. I've never stated I have cancer. Why would I do that? I don't. And in some of those messages, she was telling people that I'm such a liar and I'm such a forever victim because I'm even trying to convince people that I have throat cancer. I'm like, who has throat cancer? And they're like, you do. And I was like, no, the fuck I don't. Throat cancer. I have hypothyroidism. What do you mean? Throat cancer? I was like, that shit's not funny. Right? So she really really thought she had herself convinced. Eventually, she'll break me. So she finds me about a year ago. She hops on my TikTok live stream. She thinks we're going to be besties again. She's going to weasel her way in. And then she's going to try and launch herself and her business because she realizes not only did she fail to shut me up, my reach has continued to grow, even being shadow banned across all social media. Yeah, no. And I'm aware she inserted herself in that nonsensical, stupid drama over the summer where some stupid ass creator who's far too fucking old to be acting that way tried to start shit with me. I didn't even know she existed. And she tried to start shit with me, tried to have people destroy me. I know who's behind that tactic. That one specific girl. And then I got confirmation. Someone thought they were slick. And they said, oh, I've found people who know about you from X amount of years ago. And I was like, that's the only person. That's the only person that hasn't moved forward. So It's time for that person to know I am not the same little person that loves to fit in a shoebox so I don't offend people. Send them all fucking cease and desist. I told my Harvard lawyer, send them all of them, every single person who wants to involve themselves, send them fucking all legal notices. And I will absolutely fucking pursue this. And then on top of that, because I know she still watches, I know she still watches. She began to realize, holy shit, I had no idea this girl knows as much as she knows and is as powerful as she is. Putting yourself in a box doesn't stop people from being offended you exist. It emboldens them. It makes them feel brave. It makes them feel very, very brave when they think there's no consequences. It makes them feel very brave. Well, I know that one individual from many years ago, the root of everything. I know that she thinks she's a little witch and stuff, right? Because she would like try and practice these little poem spells and stuff. Little girl, how's it feel to know how very well versed I naturally am in baneful magic? How's it feel to know I have the capacity to drag your soul up and down a dry riverbed? There is nothing you can fucking do to stop me. I haven't yet. Yet. One more thing I become aware of. One more thing. And I know now you will very deeply hide behind the people you try and encourage to go after me for no fucking reason because they're just as toxic as you. One more circumstance, I'll go through your entire bloodline. Remember that time when you found two people to try and engage me? One was going to be distracting me during the live stream, right? One was supposed to distract me during the live stream. The others were supposed to attack me while I worked on them. And remember, because you picked dumb people, you side with dumb people. And I was scanning her. And then I was like, are you aware of the plan to harm me while I work on you? And they were dumb enough to say yes, and they tried to take it back. Do you remember that? And you thought that I was just going to be mad and there was no consequence. And remember what I did? Very easily, I turned off all her abilities. And I told her too. And then she messaged me after and was like, Emmy, please, please, I didn't know. Yes, you did. You plotted. She did know. And she begged me to give her back her abilities because she couldn't protect herself. I don't give a fuck. You want your abilities back on? Fucking fight me for it. So it's because of those type of circumstances I've become much more comfortable allowing myself to really just live in my power. I promise you now, there's absolutely consequences for trying to fuck with me or my family. Absolutely. Whether they be legal consequences, energetic consequences, depends. Excuse me, how deep does that correction need to go? Not only am I willing to issue out consequences that are well deserved by malignant people, I'm also willing to open up space within my field and my life to allow more of my tribe in. The call's gone out. To that one little girl. How does it feel to watch me for nearly 10 years now? You've devoted your entire life to convince people to hate me. Yet every year, more people see the truth of me and love me wholeheartedly. I don't even have to try now. I just be myself, and people love me. Oh, my stomach just growled. It said, "You're a bitch." I'm telling you guys, the key to allowing your power through, the key to really living your purpose, is just being yourself. Is my goal to be liked? Hasn't been for quite some time, quite a few years. I would say at the very least since 2019, I stopped caring if people like me. Even slightly before that, I was already at a point where it's like, I don't even care if people like me. By 2019, I was just like, I really don't give a fuck. You don't like me? Okay, go away. Yeah, I can do things to help you that no one else could, and that's a fact. So you don't like me? Go away. So what? Oh, you can get someone to do it for free? Go to them. What do I care? Thank you. Thank you, Z. Yeah. Stop wasting your energy and your time on things that are intended to drain you. It's intended to drain you. What you need to do, see exhaustion in reverse, right? What you need to do is conserve your energy for what? For the very things that you need to build for yourself in your life. Save the space for your tribe, not allowing people to just keep taking up space in your life because you need your tribe is so powerful. It doesn't matter what their title is. It doesn't. That girl sounds like a karmic or twin flame that they harass various people. No, I'll tell you exactly what that girl is. That girl is a wannabe Emmy. She even got a boob job and brought my picture in to her surgeon's office. I still have the phone of the text message. So if they want to go ahead and try and initiate legal action that I lied and that's slander, no, you sent me the text message and then you sent me a picture of your boobs after. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, let's not romanticize some of these people's behaviors, because when we start using terms like karmic, when we start using terms like twin flame, it's almost like, oh, there's nothing we can do to stop it. No, this is obsession to the highest degree. This is toxic female. This is giving single white female. Y'all ever seen that movie, Single White Female? Like, this girl, literally, we were FaceTiming and she screenshot me on a fucking elliptical machine because for the first time she happened to see me below the shoulders because the phone slipped, and she screenshot that and she took that image to a motherfucking surgeon and she asked them to give her my boobs. That's not karmic, that's not twin flame, that's mental illness. I'm not a doctor. That's my assumption. That's my assumption. Yep. So I'm not going to romanticize that. I have room only for my spiritual tribe. You know what I noticed? The people who I exile, and they'll be hella dramatic about it. Like, who the fuck am I to you that it's like it wrecks you that I don't allow you around me anymore? If you're going to act crazy around me, I'm not going to allow you around me. I've had enough of that, right? So these people, they'll be dramatic about it, and then they'll come together and they'll form these little groups of people who are trauma bonding over their hatred of the fact that they can no longer access me. You know what that group is? That's called a fucking fan club. None of my business. A call has gone out. Your soul is ready for you to rise beyond this human circumstance. That really, the weight of what you've been carrying is nothing more than a plate on a bar that you've been squatting. People try and knock you down, you get back up, that's one squat. People try and knock you down again, you get back up, that's two squats. It's, it's one of those things. I live a crazy ass fucking life, and I don't understand. I don't. That's not the only person that has like openly admitted to me that they've taken some type of picture of me or a part of me into a surgeon's office. Like, the fuck? Are you telling me because you think I'll be like, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Projections. There will be those who will project whatever onto you. You're the reason for this. You're the reason for that. It's your fault. They can suck a hairy donkey ball for all I care. I'm good. Whatever. The call has gone out. Your tribe is looking for you. The more you allow those type of things to create disharmony within you, the more that ping that gives your tribe an idea of how to cross paths with you, the more that becomes like discombobulated. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just going to focus on the things I need to focus on. There will always be people who will try and like get your attention. If they can't do it in the way they want, which is like manipulating you into thinking goodness about them, I see through your shit. Then they'll act a fool. So that's on them. You just toss that to the side. I like to say when I become aware of certain types of behaviors like that, I just like, ugh, basura. Whatever filth you're trying to put on me, basura. And I just toss it over to the curb. Let the garbage man take that out. The whole point, and this is something that, depending on what you believe in, it will determine how much you can take this in and understand the actual gravity of it. A lot of these people, they're breached. They have a parasitic circumstance. Most people do. The degree of breach is going to determine just how much they're willing to do, right? Also, their existing character is going to determine that. So these people who are breached and are being used as Trojans to access you, to upset you, and you're probably like, why would they need to do that? I don't do anything to anyone. Baby, I don't do anything to anyone either. They don't need a reason. I've been telling you. So what they're trying to do, the demonic things, will use this person as a Trojan, because if this person has access to you and can upset you, it'll drop your frequency. It drops your frequency. And it will rebound. So don't be scared. It will rebound. But in the time that it's dropped, however long you're at the depth of that, like feeling really pissed off, that's a prime opportunity for something to try and enter your space. That's why. Yes. Yes. So it's trying to prevent you from healing. It's trying, notice how, here's a card. Notice how that hand is pushing the face towards a profile view. They don't want you to see what's happening. Notice how the hand is on the stomach, because this was in reverse, right? Notice how the hand is on the stomach. What's that telling you? It's trying to prevent you from recognizing the true gravity of your personal power over yourself. What do I think happens to people when they exit out of this journey on their own terms? Do you want my opinion, or are you asking me to share with you what I have witnessed? Because I've worked with hundreds of families who have had their loved ones choose to exit the journey. Because my opinion is rooted in what I've witnessed, but I can speak strictly about what I know to happen. If you guys want to know that, I can definitely speak on that. I don't know if everyone wants to talk about such a macabre topic. Awareness in reverse. They don't want you to be aware. There's something that's trying to tear through that veil. There is something trying to tear through. It's trying to reach you. If you just sit tight, your tribe will find you before it does. Your tribe will find you before it does. And your tribe will help to empower you. There's a lot that's happening to try and suppress. Don't give in to this. Do not give in to this. I need to set this card aside. I need to show that. And then schizophrenia in reverse. You don't have to try and balance between two opposites. We are hybridized from an angelic heterogenome. What's that mean? What's the significance of that? That means your ass has wings. Fly. Fly. Stay centered within yourself. Stay centered within your truth. So someone's lying to you. Someone is trying to get you to think that they've pledged an oath to protect you, to always be honest with you. It's a lie. I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's a lie. Don't allow them to continue to deceive you. Don't allow them to continue to deceive you. Okay. You guys really want to know? You guys are so macabre. Okay. So, by the time someone takes that drastic action of, exiting out of their journey, and I hope that this is my choice of words makes sense because, they'll suppress this video if I use the actual words. So leading up to that, typically they are incessantly bombarded with thought inception by demonic things. And what it does, it mimics the sound of your voice or any person who has access to you that can reach deep down into your core of resonance. Once it's able to do that and its suggestions are reverberating through every cell of yours, that means they've successfully disconnected you from a specific energetic structure that connects you to a heart-centered life, a heart-centered existence, where you could find some compassion for yourself, reach out to people who you can trust to keep you safe. So then, of course, you take that drastic action, and then you realize as you're separating, holy shit, that wasn't my thoughts. Creation knows. You were bamboozled. Creation knows this. So, for the most part, no, you are not punished. You're not punished. You're not. What does and very commonly happens is a person gets stuck for a short period. Sometimes it's just a couple hours, sometimes a couple days, sometimes a couple weeks, sometimes a couple years. It depends on the person. And what gets you stuck is not how you lived your life. Really listen to this, okay? What gets you stuck after you separate is your belief about how much you should be punished based on what you were taught through your life. So, that's why it takes for some a couple hours, some a couple days, because they're like really freaked out, like, oh my gosh, demonic things are going to come get me. I'm going to go to hell. No. No. Not unless you've been like an agent of darkness. then yeah, when you've been intending to maliciously, malignantly do things, especially for those people who practice magical things that they don't fully understand and they don't have the gift to harness that. So now they're making deals with other things, they're invoking other things. There is a price you pay. That's called demonic debt. Oh, they will abso-fucking-lutely collect. Oh, yeah, they will abso-fucking-lutely collect. So outside of that, nothing happens to you. When you finally let go and you process and you finally let go, you then can travel anywhere. You can fragment your consciousness to the degree that you could be with every single family member you want to be with simultaneously. You're not stuck here. You're not forced to leave. None of that. You have your sovereign free will intact. You just don't have the inconvenience of a physical body. Yeah. So you kind of just stay around as you process and you come to realizations of certain things. A lot of the people who exit and they stay for a longer period, they don't stay because they are stuck, right? Unless they haven't processed. They stay to kind of just help the people that were left behind to grieve, support them in their grief. So, yeah. And then you're able to see from first person perspective how your actions affected specific people. You're with them within their space, within their body, as they're living through whatever interaction you've had previously, because time is not linear when you exit out of physicality. So then you get to rewind your tape and you get to enter into that specific body and experience it from firsthand. You'll feel the way their heartbeat is affected, their breathing, their emotions, all of these things. That's the best way to learn. It's not to punish you, it's so that you learn. It's so that you learn. The reality is creation, God, universe, whatever it is you want to call this higher divinity, is not interested in punishment. Punishment, good and bad, those types of duality, polarized duality, those are human concepts. They're human concepts. They're concepts that we are programmed with through our entire life because things outside of us want to control us. That's why, you know? Yeah, no, creation doesn't punish you. Creation is all about exploration. It's all about exploration. It's a really crazy process. It's something that's difficult to wrap your mind around if you are very like stuck on, it has to follow what I know. Okay. It seems, hi, Elisa. It seems as our collective consciousness expands, there are variations of exiting with body still here. There are. There are. I think that if we allow ourselves to recognize this call that has gone out is for our best interest and is something that will help us to learn and grow at an elevated, expanded level, you're going to begin to lose your fear of a lot of the different things that we've been taught to be afraid of. I'm not scared of demonic things. I used to be when I was a child. I'm not scared of portals. I'm not scared of any of the things that people think that I talk about to create fear. I talk about it because the more you know about it, the less afraid you will be. But people are like, she's fear mongering. I've been told that for many years. And it's like, does it sound like I'm fear mongering? I would say I'm speaking very matter of fact. Like, to me, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I've shared this before. There was this young gal. We had a mutual friend. I'd never met her. I didn't know she existed until our mutual friend reached out. So the story about this young gal is tragic. I think her family, I don't remember. Okay, Michael says, don't lie. Okay. I didn't remember for a second, but as soon as I said I don't remember, I remembered what her family's religion is, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to be disrespectful. of that religious belief. I always want to honor other people's chosen beliefs. Okay. So I know what her religion is. This particular religion is very, very strict. And so she's in, I want to say, her late 20s, early 30s. She had young children. And her husband, they went out one night. They went out. It was like a date. They went out with their friends. They went clubbing or bar hopping or something like that. And on the way home, they decided to stop somewhere to get some food first. And before they could get home, they got into a fatal car crash. I can't remember anymore if the fatal car crash was because the driver of their vehicle was intoxicated. I don't remember anymore. Long story short, she did not survive. So our mutual friend reaches out to me and she's like, this is what's happened. Can you check? Because I get the feeling like she can't rest. And I was just like, okay, I'll check. I'll check and see. As soon as she passed, she went straight back home. So it took her a couple hours to realize she had passed. But as soon as she fully accepted that she passed, she went straight back home. Well, that was enough time for her parents to be informed of the fatality, and they went and picked up her children. So when she got home, the house was empty. Her children weren't there. And her parents never brought her children back to the house from that point. So she stayed in the house waiting for her children. And then she began to blame herself and began to experience this really just horrendous cycle of believing that anything and everything were demons that were going to drag her to hell because she was drinking. So when I entered the home, I didn't physically enter. I projected my consciousness. I saw her. She immediately hid, and she was so afraid. And she wouldn't come to me because she believed that I was a demon that was trying to trick her. She just wanted her kids. And I told our mutual friend, she's going to stay in that house until she sees her children are okay. She doesn't know where they are. And I said, you need to tell her parents to bring her kids back to that house, not to live there, but to bring her kids back to that house and just be like, they're okay. And then our mutual friend let me know that because of the religious beliefs, not only will the parents not be willing to hear it, the parents will be beyond offended if any of that subject matter comes up. That was back in 2014, I believe. So kind of just sitting here and feeling and trying to find her. She's still in that house, looking for her children. So, what happens when you disengage from the physical form, it really is primarily determined by the beliefs you're programmed to believe through the entirety of your existence in this life. So if you're programmed to believe that you're going to burn in hell and be punished for just being a human, having a human experience, there's a high probability that you will be the one to choose to remain in purgatory. That's basically what purgatory is. That space of awareness that you've exited the physical form, but lack of awareness that you have the freedom and the sovereign authority to decide what happens next. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, as soon as she felt my presence, as I'm looking for her, heard her scream and go and hide again. House looks different now. I think the family sold the house. It looks different. There's furniture in there. So I don't know. There's only so much that you can do. These people who will claim like, oh, they transition people. Mm. It's this thing of, I'm not afraid of death. I know exactly what happens when I disengage from physical form. It's not anything scary. It's not anything painful. As a mother, though, I would not leave unless I knew my children were okay. Yeah. So a lot of the things that we go through, it's no, not a lot. Everything that we go through, especially after we disengage from physical form, it's a choice that we make because only we have the authority over our experience, even as a soul. Creator will not interfere, not because it doesn't have the authority, but because it loves you to the degree that it will allow you to decide which path you explore the most. That is love. That is freedom to exist. That is the honoring of sovereignty. So oftentimes, because the family is open to communicating with someone who has exited out of physical form by choice, it will give that person the ability, the opportunity to communicate the last little bits that they needed to communicate. And then, they feel better and they're like, okay, so now that you know and you've heard from me, I am confident that you're going to be perfectly fine. And I'll just visit you here and there. You can call for me, but I don't feel like I have to stay. Right. So, fledgling. There is this need to recognize and admit to yourself if your fear comes from this lack of previous experience. That's normal. That's fine. It's very common. If that's where your fear is, then you can just go through your process, right? But if your fear is from a different space of like, fear of other things being more powerful than you, having more authority over you than you do yourself, that needs to be corrected. A lot of that call going out is about you being placed in circumstance and environments that will cultivate your awareness of your power. I've never been bullied at the gym before. I've had people try and like assert their dominance so that they can have access to me that I don't want them to have. But I've never like been bullied, except one time several months ago. That person, like, really, they went out of their way to try and bully me, which cracks me up. It cracks me up because I'm not one to be bullied. And for several weeks, several months, once that person realized like, oh, I picked the wrong one to try and bully, they would sit at the gym with their back to me. You guys have heard me talk about this before. And then I just realized as of like this week, he hasn't been to the gym at all when I'm there. I think he's realized that the time that I go is the time that I go, and it's not going to change. And if you don't want to feel uncomfortable and embarrassed at the gym because someone half your size stood their ground, didn't yell, but made you feel really stupid, you're going to have to go at a different time, or you're going to have to go to a different gym. So now I think they're going to a different gym. It is what it is. My power is over myself. I don't need to convince them that I didn't deserve to be bullied. They know this. You should not bully anyone. It's not okay, right? So there was nothing needing to be explained. I just needed to continue and use my energy for the things that I needed to do, which is focus on my workout. It's perfectly fine. Karma is not punishment. Question, what about karma? Fear of sowing and reaping, how to fix, make right the past. Karma is not punishment. Karma is nothing more than distorted miasma. Miasma is frozen light code. So it's a lesson that's been paused, you know? So, honey, hop on Facebook, please. I'll put something on the screen, okay? I'll put something on the screen. Let me make sure my husband's on Facebook first. All right. This. I just siphoned your soul. People are stupid. So here's the thing. When you allow someone, I didn't siphon your soul. Your soul is just, it's a shit soul. So I was just entertaining myself at your expense. Anyways, when you allow things like that, when someone is really trying to go out of their way to siphon your energy, get your attention, you have a choice. You have a choice. Is that going to upset me? No. Why would that upset me? Is that going to embarrass me? No. I mean, if anything, that would embarrass your mother, because look at the quality of you. Lack thereof. Lack thereof. So what would I do? I use that to my benefit, because now you're being made an example of. Michael Hebert, you're being made an example of. I don't know if you have enough intelligence to understand how embarrassing you and your behavior is. I feel some people in my community having secondhand embarrassment on your behalf. So, yikes. Yikes. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Differences in reverse. I think for some of us, we think that if we are going to be worthy of our soul tribe coming in, then we need to become a different version of ourselves. Not at all. Not at all. You just keep being yourself. And these things that you think are forbidden, these parts of you, excuse me, that you keep pushing away because you think like, oh, people won't like me because of this. People won't like me because of that. Baby, the people who dislike you, they dislike you just for existing. So being more of yourself is not going to matter. Being less of yourself is not going to matter. They're offended by the fact that you exist, and your existence shines a light on their lack. They are lacking something, and it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you at all. Right? I used to think that if I hit enough of my potentiality, if I hit enough of my capability, that people won't be afraid of me. Because that used to be like a really huge thing. Like, I don't want people afraid of me. And then I realized, sometimes I have to just remind myself A large portion of the people who are afraid of me are afraid because they wanted to harm me, but now they know there's a consequence and they're afraid I'm going to find out what they did. So, my new logic: if you're afraid of me, steer fucking clear of me. Why? Because I always find out what people are plotting. Always. Not a single time have I ever had someone who has been actively plotting and I didn't find out. What did you do when you found out? That's for you to find out when I find out, huh? I said what I said. Yeah. Might be nothing, might be something. We won't know, but you will if you keep going at it. Conserve your energy, my community. Conserve your energy. There are those who lust after your energy. They're very upside down in their obsession with you. They want to be you. It doesn't matter if you're publicly visible. If someone is seeing you and they're seeing everything they wish they were, right? Everything they wish they were, they see it embodied in you, and it's making them feel some type of motherfucking way. It's making them feel some type of way. That's not your problem. Okay. Sorry. I had to check something. Okay, next card, chaos in reverse. Don't allow someone, if you're a chaotic person, don't allow someone to convince you that that's something you should be ashamed of. Your chaos is your power. I am a daughter of chaos, one born from the cosmos. I will never forsake my birthright to make you feel more comfortable in my presence. If I make you feel uncomfortable, go somewhere else. I don't seek to make people feel offended, but I do acknowledge that oftentimes I do offend people. Not intentionally. It's just a byproduct. Okay, this is a warning. This is a warning. So, integrity, patience, believe, and celebration in reverse. Something is trying to get you in a space of reactivity where you are wanting to retaliate. Anything I do is about correction, not retaliation. If what you're doing to correct carries with it the emotion of retaliation, retribution, don't fall for it. Do not do that. Do not do that. Okay. Patience, they want you to rush your process so that they can get you into a space of believe in reverse, not trust yourself. Okay. They don't want you to trust yourself because if you don't trust yourself, you won't have anything to celebrate. Fuck that. Absolutely not. Trust yourself. When you have integrity, you are not a bad person. There will be people who will try and convince you that you're bad because you have integrity and you won't go along with what they're trying to say and plan and plot. Let them be offended. Let them be offended. Follow your intuition and have gratitude for knowing things in advance. Yep. Stop shaming yourself. I used to shame myself all the time because I knew what these ratchet ass, jealous, stupid ass people were already thinking and planning and plotting. It's not me. It's not me. I know what you're doing. I'm not the issue. The issue is that I don't want you to be a bad person, regardless of what I want or don't want. You're going to do what you're going to do because guess what? Sovereignty. Sovereignty. So now, one of the ways, and I share this because I'm hoping that it will help at least some of you begin to really come to terms with your intuitive capability. I no longer tell myself that I'm being mean or I'm being a bad person. Okay. I tell myself, I'm sure you're a good person. Something about me brings out the ugly in you. And out of the greatest show of compassion, I'm going to remove your access to me so that you can just carry on with your life. And hopefully at some point you'll forget you ever crossed paths with me. You'll forget that I exist, and you can feel secure in your existence again and be the good person that I'm sure is somewhere in there. And I walk away. Yeah. Because then I'm not being mean. I'm just doing what you don't have the courage, the power, and the self-control to do, which is recognize you can carry on with your life. Even though I exist, you can carry on with your life. You can go into environments that celebrate you, that see you as you are, and you don't have to try and be something else, someone else. Word to the wise. And this is what I've seen as a pattern over the last almost 10 years at this point, like 9 years or so. Every single last person who has made it their goal to be the next Emmy, which I don't even understand why the fuck, like, yo, it's weird shit. Every single person who has made that their goal has ended up irrevocably possessed. Irrevocably possessed. So who the fuck am I anyways? Y'all, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I don't know what the fuck you think you're trying to be the next Emmy for. People don't, how many people dislike me just because I exist? You want to be the next that? Okay. I'm like public enemy number 1 for demonic things, right? No, they will fucking go after you. Can you defend yourself to the depth that I can defend myself? That's how you end up possessed. Be you. There's only one you. Be you. You can let yourself be inspired. There's nothing wrong with being inspired. Be inspired to cultivate more of whatever it is that you do, right? Be inspired. That's it. Don't be the next anything. There's enough fakeness in this world. You will never succeed at that. You'll just be another fake thing in a fake world, and you'll be buried by the fakeness that already exists. You know what makes me stand out? I'm just me. That's it. It's not the abilities, it's not the poetry, it's not any of it. It's just that I'm authentic. That's rare in this world. You can have a conversation with me and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to call shit out how I see it. And it's just that. I'm just me. I'm just me. You know what you're going to get from me every single time. Every single time. If you're an asshole, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm probably going to ban you. If you do crazy, weird shit to me, I will not allow it. If you're disrespectful to someone in my community, I will not allow it. There's no questions for the things that make people feel safe with me. And it's not for clout. It's genuine. So maybe if you just be genuinely yourself, you'll begin to see how valuable you actually are. It's time you see that. Your community is coming. It's coming. You need to allow yourself to receive. The word wants to be written, but it's in reverse. No more writing. Bring it into manifest form so that you can begin to remember that you come from a legacy of light. And you need to stop with this whole thing of you need to give in order to be worthy. No, you need to learn how to receive so you understand you already are worthy. Restore and replenish, but it's in reverse. This is telling me you keep depleting yourself, depleting yourself, depleting yourself. No, it has to stop. See all of these ways in which they're trying. There's another cycle of darkness that's being released. Confirmation, final 4 cards, 4 being the number of self. 7 cards from the final deck. This is the completion. This is the awareness of the completion, because 4 plus 3 is 7, completion, right? All right. Ready but waiting in reverse, fortitude in reverse. The fact that you keep dilly-dallying, the fact that you keep dragging your feet, the fact that you keep trying to slow down your process, it's taking from your fortitude. It's causing you to feel even more destabilized. When you learn to ride a bike, if you ride slow, you'll be much more wobbly and you'll have a higher likelihood of falling off that bike, losing your balance and falling off that bike. However, if you just start jamming down that street or pathway or wherever you're biking, you go as fast as you possibly can, you're not going to wobble. The likelihood of the wobble is diminished. And then you'll become so much more comfortable. You'll develop your confidence, right? Do you still do Reiki cleaning initiation? Removing the Reiki codes? Yes, I do. I remove Reiki codes. If you guys still have Reiki codes in your system, again, first and foremost, every time I talk about Reiki, I feel it's important that I say this. The issue is not the Reiki practitioners, okay? Those are people who have been manipulated. Their desire to help others has absolutely been manipulated. So when you get Reiki done on you, there's a lot of things that are happening that you are not aware of, that your practitioner is not aware of. And those are backdoor entry codes. Those backdoor entry codes, it's the equivalent of taking your garage door opener, writing your address on the back of that garage door opener, going somewhere downtown and giving a random person that garage door opener. So what's going to happen? You don't know. Will they use that garage door opener to enter your home? You don't know. When will they come? You don't know. So if you have Reiki codes in your field, you've had Reiki done on you, that needs to be removed, especially during this period. We've talked in the past about portals being used to portal into homes, mirrors, black mirrors, dark spaces like closets that are not used, bedrooms that are not used, things like that, right? Another layer of the spiritual warfare that was initiated some time ago, it's coming through. Another layer of that is being initiated. There are those who once had dominion over the children of I don't want to say it in those ways. How would I put it? Okay. We are a hybridized species. We are a hybrid species. They took a terrestrial species and they hybridized it with fallen Melchizedek code. Some bloodlines were hybridized with specific branches from the Anunnaki. Most were hybridized with fallen Melchizedek coding. Okay, so with that, this specific being once had dominion over the children who were hybridized. This being is being given dominion once again. I'm being shown over and over and over, confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. It's time for its return. I think for those who have a very elevated purpose, no, you are not more important than everyone else. You're here in a space and capacity of service to the collective. For those who are here in service to the collective and have a very elevated service plan, the last 4 cards are for you. So there's balance that's being established, but it requires another from your tribe. You need to calibrate the expectations in order to break the patterns so you can return back to a state of dependability. Like mind, like heart, equally potent frequency and soul. War is about to enter into this plane of existence. What does that mean? Okay, what I heard, I don't know what this means. What I heard is, I look at this card, right? And I'm like, I hear in my ear, the blue star Kachina and his brother is red. I know there's a red star. I know there's a blue star. Pisces, you're about to shock everyone who doubted you. Okay, this shit's getting weird. And I look it up. The blue star Kachina, whose brother is red. What does that mean? Well, you just tell me. You're wasting my time. So it says the Hopi prophecy does mention a blue star Kachina, but the idea of a blue Kachina brother being red isn't a standard part of the prophecy. The prophecy typically associates the blue star Kachina with the arrival of a true white brother who returns to Earth as the blue star Kachina is visible. The true white brother is not described as being red, but rather as a figure who will return in search of Hopi people who have maintained their ancient teachings. The blue star, okay. The blue star Kachina has a twin brother, the red star Kachina, whose arrival will come later. AI is such a lying asshole. AI says, there's no red star. Motherfucker, I know there's a red star, but I've never heard that phrase before. So, okay. The blue star Kachina has a twin brother, the red star Kachina, whose arrival will come later. What is the meaning of the red Kachina? Oh my fucking God, is the purifier. Okay, it says, what's the meaning of the red Kachina? The twin messengers will precede the red star Kachina or purifier, which will bring about a day of transformation so immense that it'll alter the earth, its creatures, and all life as we know it forever. They need to come into union, because if they don't, the expectation will be skewed and the pattern will continue with the fallen Melchizedek code. There's some fucked up shit. I'm telling you that is what it has to do with. I know what it means. Hold on. For those who are in the sanctuary, hop on the sanctuary. We're gonna meet together 30 minutes earlier. Red star. Where is it? I know what it means. That's what the messages that I've been receiving, it has to do with this. I know what it means. I understand. Oh my God. Okay. It's a lot of information. We're going to talk about in the sanctuary. Okay. I just need to breathe. I need to breathe. I'm heading over to Sanctuary right now for those who are part of it. Really quick, next weekend, I'm having the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. If you want to learn the basics of the aura spectra bioregenesis that I teach, this is what I came into this life knowing. Just click on this QR code or the link in the comments and you'll be able to get to that. It's next weekend. There's still a few seats available. For those who are on TikTok, go to the link in my bio, look for the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop, and you can find it there. And then I also have the Baneful Protection workshop. That's going to be coming up. I don't remember the date. It says it on the listing. Click on the QR code or the link in the comment and it will take you there. On TikTok, go to link in my bio and look for the Baneful Protection. What a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people fail to realize, I came into this life just really knowing about baneful magic and very, very advanced energetic type work. My energy work, it's not Reiki. I know how to, you could say I'm a morphogenetic architect. I know how to repattern standing scalar waves down to core code. And when I'm able to do that, I'm able to produce results that no other energetic system can produce. What I've kept hidden until less than a year ago is that I'm also extremely well versed in baneful magic. Baneful magic was once given to the people by first introducing it to the high priests and priestesses, the spiritual leaders. And it was a way to negate a lot of what we're going to be facing very soon. It's already begun. So originally, baneful magic was a way to protect humans from the spiritual warfare that was going to be entering into the human realm. It has to do with negating demonic behaviors, demonic activity. It has a lot to do with lassoing and containing that dark, feminine, wrathful vengeance. That's what's going to be pushed out. That distorted, dark, feminine wrath. It already primed so many people. Why do you think half the posts on social media is, unfortunately, women bashing on men? There are toxic people who are women. There are toxic people who are men. Speaking in these blanket terms about an entire group of people, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. We need each other. We need each other. And if these are things we're not going to do for each other, I mean, I will never tolerate anyone just bashing an entire group. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I once had a person on a live stream. She kept calling me goddess, goddess this, goddess that. I'm just like, that's weird. And then she felt so comfortable as to just basically shit on all men. And it's like, are you fucking serious right now? You have no idea who you're talking to. And she was just so comfortable, like, women are more, this and that. Okay. Okay. You understand I'm the mother to nothing but sons. Yeah. I will not allow you to continue to speak unchallenged because you and your mindset is altering the world my sons will be forced to live in. Absolutely not. We need each other. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. We need each other. We need each other. I need to come into a space of unification because without it, I'm telling you, this period that's coming, you will not survive it. You will not survive it. Give me 1 second. There was a message. Oh, no, I'll talk about it in the sanctuary. Okay, guys, I got to go. I will see those of you who are part of our congregation in the sanctuary. Yeah, just a lot of information, a lot of really important things that we need to talk about over there. So I'll see you guys over there. I hope everyone has an amazing